Good day everyone. In the continuation of our report, today I will discuss about the analytic rubric and holistic rubric.
What is analytic rubric? Analytic rubric articulates levels of performance for each criterion, so the teacher can assess the student's performance on each criterion. So with analytic rubric, each of the criteria is scored individually. An analytic rubric, it is a scoring tool that is used by the educators or the instructors to assess a student's performance or achievement in a particular task or assignment. It is a type of assessment tool that breaks down a task into a specific criteria or components and provides a detailed description of what is expected at different levels of performance for each of those criteria. An analytic rubric includes or typically includes a list of criteria that the students must meet in order to receive a certain score or grade. Each criterion is accompanied by a detailed description of what the students must do to demonstrate the mastery of that criterion. So the rubric also includes a scale for each criterion with the descriptions of what constitutes excellent, good, fair, and poor performance. So when to choose an analytic rubric? An analytic rubrics are useful tool or it is a useful tool for assessing a complex task or assignments that involves a multiple criteria or dimensions. So you might choose to use an analytic rubric when first, the task or assignment requires students to demonstrate a proficiency across a multiple criteria or dimensions. So the analytic rubrics are well suited for their task, for this task that requires students to demonstrate a range of skills or knowledge across several dimensions. So for example, an essay might be an essay might be evaluated based on its organization, coherence, argumentation, evidence, and grammar. Another is you want to provide detailed feedback. So the analytic rubric allows for more detailed and specific feedback than holistic rubrics. So as they break down the assessment into a separate criteria. So this can be particularly helpful for the students who are looking to improve their performance. So the next one is you want to differentiate between levels of proficiency. So in analytic rubrics, it allows for finer grained distinctions between levels of proficiency and each criteria is evaluated separately. So this can help you identify specific areas where a student is strong or where a student is weak on that particular task or performance task. Another is you want to ensure consistency in grading. So analytic rubrics can help ensure that grading is consistent across a multiple graders or multiple assignments as each criterion is evaluated using a consistent scale of the analytic rubrics. So in overall, the analytic rubrics can be particularly useful when assessing complex or multi-dimensional tasks or when you want to provide a detailed feedback and ensuring consistency in the grading. So that is when we need to use an analytic rubric, I mean.
So this is an example of an analytic rubric.
So let's proceed to holistic rubric. So what is holistic rubric? The holistic rubric does not list a separate levels of performance for each criterion. Assigns a level of performance by assessing the performance across a multiple criteria as a whole. So a holistic rubric, it is a type of assessment tool that is used by the educators or the instructors to evaluate a student's overall performance on a task or assignments. Unlike an analytic rubric, which breaks down its task into a specific criteria and provides a detailed descriptions of each criterion, a holistic rubric assesses the overall quality of the student's works based on a general set of criteria. In a holistic rubric, the evaluator judges the work as a whole, considering all aspects of assignment rather than breaking it into a specific parts. The rubric typically includes a description of the characteristics of excellent, good, fair, and poor work, allowing the evaluator to assign a single score based on their overall impression of the student's performance. So the holistic rubrics are often used for tasks that do not have a clear and specific criteria for evaluation, such as creative writing or artistic projects. They are also useful when evaluating tasks that require a more subjective assessment, or such as a public speaking or debating. So when to choose an holistic rubrics or a holistic rubric? The holistic rubrics are a useful tool for assessing the assignments or tasks that are more straightforward and have a fewer criteria or dimensions to evaluate. You might choose to use an holistic rubric when, first, the task or assignments has a clear and simple structure. The holistic rubrics are well suited for the tasks that have a clear and simple structure, such as a single paragraph response or a creative writing piece with a clear prompt. Another is you want to provide a general overview of students' performance. The holistic rubric provides a general overview of a student performance without breaking down the assessment into a separate criteria. So this can be helpful when you want to evaluate the overall effectiveness of a student's work. Next one is when time is limited. So the holistic rubrics can be, or the holistic rubric can be completed more quickly than analytic rubric because they do not require the evaluator to assess a multiple criteria separately. This can be helpful when time is limited or when a large number of assignments need to be evaluated. Another one is when evaluating a simple assignments. The holistic rubric can be a good choice when evaluating a simple assignments that have a clear and a specific objective. For example, a multiple choice quiz or a fill-in-blank worksheet may be evaluated using a holistic rubric. So overall, a holistic rubrics are a good choice when evaluating assignments or tasks that are relatively simple and straightforward, have a limited number of criteria, and where a quick and intuitive evaluation that process is desired.
So this is an example of an holistic rubric.